Now, who is your superhero? Is it this one? Well, join me in my live stream as I bring someone rare in as Roblox delight. Now, who is this superhero who you can identify? It's the Dark Knight. Now I will show you how I can bring this Dark Knight to life as a Roblox. Now, as you can see, I am using Procreate. Right now, I will show you the process, the procedure. I mean, on how this goes. Now you start off with a sketch, and now the first thing is to trace the basic lines, black, and you go to this circle and look for the color. So I look for black, and you can move these colors, these circles. It's a small circle. It is a major circle. See how it's changing. And if I want to find the black exactly, I can go to classic and make sure it's right down here. And I can zoom in, zoom out, and click here if I want to change sides. And so I click on there, and I want to go to calligraphy and script. So as quickly as I can to do this, so you guys don't wait too long, I will trace the basic lines. But I had to open a new layer first. So as the Dark Knight, I have to change the size. And there you go. You have to make sure the lines match and make sure the lines are perfect. Thank you, and thank you for joining me in my live stream. Please like and subscribe. Welcome to my live stream. And you can see his Dark Knight. You probably have not seen him in this way as this kind of character. Roblox, which is rare. You've seen many characters probably in Roblox, but what I do is try to create my own type of character design, and I try to come up with a lot of cartoon characters and then try to want to transform them into game characters, game art, which I also do. Since I do digital art, I do game art as well. So I'll try to get these lines done as quickly as I can, because I do not want you guys to keep you waiting. So I have to trace just the basic lines, and K. The Dark Knight looks like a really tough guy. And for those new in my live stream, welcome. This is the first step that you go through on the procreate when you do procreate. You have to go through the lines and match the lines. Go through them smoothly. And you can erase with just your two fingers instead of also going through this eraser here. You can use your two fingers just by simply erasing. That simple. And I go to this brush. If I wanted to go to the classic library to go through all these features here, which is nice. And I'm on calligraphy and script for this on Procreate here. And you can see this Dark Knight is starting to be more clear and easier to see. See, I erased with my two fingers. Don't need to go to the eraser all the time. And you can zoom out or zoom in, and this is where you change the size. See how the lines can be perfect. Okay, and where this Dark Knight here in this artwork is standing, he's standing on top of a building. You can see he's in this Dark Knight is in Roblox-style. Which is I know is a very famous game. And so this is what I'm doing right now is game art. Game art is another thing that I do. Okay, and these lines, you can see in the background, since he's way high up, the background is the city of Gotham and the moon. And there are clouds. And this is the second step to digital art. And in digital art, in Procreate, it takes a lot of practice. And once the more you create, then the more you'll get used to it and you'll improve. And in digital art, for me, the most I'm interested in is cartoon art, which I got into since I was like 7 years old. I started with just drawing in a sketchbook, and until I got into the iPad. This iPad. If you want the line straight with the other, no, forgive me for that. If you want line straight, you can also click and hold. There's many ways Procreate can work and make your artwork so easy. Hey, Jerome. Thank you for being here. Great to see you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm getting part of the building finished here. I'm trying to get it done. This whole artwork is in Roblox style. Cause I chose this because I know Roblox is, Roblox. Yeah, because Roblox is, I know, one of the best, most famous games ever. Also Minecraft as well. I created even changing Mario even in Minecraft style. Also Luigi, I can manage to do that, and other characters. So, Oh, and yeah, the part you just saw right there. Um, that click and hold is if you want the same color. I don't have to go back to the circle here to get to the black. If I mean, he was in a different color. Yeah. And since I want to erase some parts, yeah, I have to definitely get to the eraser. And then I'll get back to the brush to continue drawing. Okay, I'll get to the lines and the basic lines. Okay, and now his belt. Yeah, the basic lines all have to be black in artwork. Well, if you need it to be black, and in the Dark Knight should be quickly finished here. And the more artwork you do, especially cartoon art, is much, I'd say, easier to do. Then the more creative you can get to in digital art. I'd say digital art is not exactly too difficult, so give it, try to give it a try on Procreate and on an iPad. iPad Pro, which I'm using. For me, I'd say cartoon is the best and most fun. And Procreate is a free app. You don't have to definitely pay for. Just get it on the just download on the App Store. And then if you you can just draw a simple circle like this and click and hold, and it can just simply automatically become automatically perfect, just the way you want it. Now I'll go to the eraser because I want to erase a little bit here. And you can see it's more clear to see, more clear and much better. So the sketched lines are starting to go away. And digital art can be a big challenge. Yeah, it's definitely a big major challenge in type of niche. It's a really uh, I know it's art is one of the most challenging niches in YouTube, which I have been dealing with. That has been really kind of really working so hard on. Here are the buildings. You don't have to be perfect. And the windows. No. And you have to get used to all of these lines and how steady you have to be on digital art. And on the iPad. Because it's very, you could feel it very slippery. Here, just click and hold, line automatically gets straight. And if anybody has any, if was was the Dark Knight always was ever your superhero? Oh, my superhero, yeah, I'd say my superhero is very famous. Who I really admire so much. Blade, Wesley Snipes. And if I need these lines, if I need these lines not so big, just like these, and then I can, well, if you see there are mistakes, you can just go to the eraser and you can zoom in. Okay, and trying to get the sketch lines done. Just still a little bit more buildings and the clouds. And who's ever dealt with, have you ever, guys, viewers, dealt with digital art? I believe you should try digital art because it can be fun. Okay, this is almost finished. And the next step after this would be adding colors. Okay, now, and then I gotta follow the lines of the windows, the buildings, the rest of the buildings. I guess it doesn't have to be exactly perfect since this is a cartoon, and I'd say creating a type of character design, changing a character that has never been a Roblox character is rare, and I'd say it's a special type of character. And there you could see the Dark Knight more clear. And let me go really quick. Great. And okay, this is the last thing to finish for the sketch. Okay, and you can see now it's complete. And so the basic lines are now done. And now I'll go to the square. And then I don't need this layer the sketched layers, and I can now just delete it. So now the next thing is to color. Now for coloring, you need to add another layer. And why I would do that and put the layer down here. Well, for this layer where the artwork is, if I wanted to color, let's say Batman's The Dark Knight's belt yellow, you go to the small circle here where for colors and move the major circle, go up to where you see the yellow, and then move the small circle, go to yellow. Then what you can do is go over to the belt and click and drag, and that can work. Now why I had to open a layer under here is like a backup. Just in case if I, for example, clicked and drag a color like here, then that means that there was an opening somewhere and the color did not fit. So I have to go over here. Well, if I went to this layer where I have to put a color in, if I click and drag the color to a certain spot where I want to add the color, and in case the color end up filling up the whole screen, that means there's a part where one of these lines were not attached. So if it wasn't, then I have to go down here and color that part, color the certain spot that is not attached, and I color that part. For example, his belt. Let's say I go on this layer, I can still color here. Well, I'll maximize the size. You see, it's not covering the lines. And even though it's going over here, that's still no problem. Because you can go to the eraser and just simply erase it. And it won't erase any of the lines, but just the color. I see a part that's not colored, so click and hold here and color. And then you can see that layer has the colors. So anyways, I'll get back to the layer here, this layer. Or I can just click and drag, because I know the layer, all layers are connected, so I would have no worries of the color covering the whole screen. And uh, now I want to color the Dark Knight. Since this is black, I don't want to color it all black, and I don't want to use the color black, so I want it to use like dark gray. So I can go to classic, and you can see black is completely here, so I'll drag this a little bit higher. You see it's showing me how light I'm reaching, how not dark it is. So I'll click, I'll drag this to his mask, and you see it's successfully is filling it up. And since this part is like the inner part of his of this cape part, uh, then I need to choose darker. It's like giving him the darker shadow. Yeah, you can tell the difference. And for this part of, for the symbol, I want it to be the same darkness as this part, so I'll click and hold. Then I'll just click and drag, and that's simple. And the part around his symbol, I want it to be yellow, so I'll click and drag it. And there. And the rest of a part of it, and now part of his body, I want it to be a bit lighter. And go back to the classic, and then still do dragging. Still drag. See, and when I click hold and drag, you see the top. It says continue filling and color drop. So, and now for the his skin, for his face, I need to look for the the color of his face. So I go back now to disk. Then I'll roam around here, the big circle, and go somewhere around here. I know that I can find it. The skin tone. Yeah, I'll go in the small circle. And look somewhere around here. That looks kind of like somewhat peach type of color. If you can tell the skin tone type of color around here, you just move the small circle, roam around and see, look at this rectangle and see where the where the where the color is located. Try to find where the color is. And there I'm kind of identifying where it is and finding it. And there. And so I'll click and drag over to his face. Okay, since it's a dark city, and it's Gotham, I'll have I'll have perhaps this the part of the where the building he's standing, make it brown. And so where I know where brown is, I move this big circle and then a small circle somewhere around here. And you can see I'm kind of finding where brownish is. You can see here. I'm sure that maybe, perhaps not. I'm assuming maybe nobody has identified this kind of Batman in Roblox. I don't think there's a Batman in Roblox. So, anyways, brown. Since it's a dark city for the Dark Knight, I'll make it a little bit dark brown. Then I'll click, hold the small circle, and there. It would be perfect to it procreate perfectly. Would fill up the spots where you want the colors already. Procreate works really well, and it makes our artwork easy. Well, since he's standing on the top of the building, thanks for the compliment, Lawrence. And also Nezuka and Uichiro. Thank you guys for joining me. Hope to see you in my next live stream. Oh, Spider-Man? Yeah, I bet I can do that. Yeah, I believe I can do that. And is there anybody else who probably wants me to give it a shot? Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. I'll appreciate that. And yeah, I believe I can create Spider-Man and also other superheroes. Especially my superhero Blade. I love that movie and watching that too a lot. Since he's standing here now. Oh, this app is called Procreate and it's completely free. You can download it on the App Store. Absolutely, you don't have to pay for it. And many YouTubers or digital artists, use this Procreate. There, make it darker because he's standing there. So it's like shadows, a shade. There. In Gotham City, probably bluish, dark bluish, and yeah, dark bluish, and for the buildings, maybe a little bit light blue. Because maybe it's a dark city, so yeah, hi Nate. Thank you for staying in my live stream. Thank you so much, and okay. Or maybe I should actually make the buildings more dark. See, I click and hold. And it's over here, the small circle, and I can move it down to make it more dark. Oh. Yeah, I'll use my 2 fingers to erase. There, that's better. That's more like it. Okay, and there. That's the more right way. Okay. Most likely it's easier to draw with Apple Pencil. Just if let me open a new layer. And for example, I just use my fingers. I can just use my fingers here, but it's not good. Since it's way on the top, it won't ruin any of this. So if you, let me just choose any color or not just use that same color and see. You can just move your fingers freely, easily around. Thank you. And so if I want to erase it, I can use my two fingers or erase the layer if I want that to go away. Okay, so to be sure I am having the same color, and I want that to have here. There, I'll bring it. And so and for the clouds, probably not as dark as the building and not as light as the blue, probably in between. So, and you can look at the history of here shows the colors that you've recently been using. So yeah, you can check here and click on them, what you've been using. Yeah, you can have this open and click with your click and hold with your fingers and see the small circle moving and showing you where the colors identified, where it's located. So since I want it darker, since I want the clothes dark, not as dark or as light, then I'll probably have it here in between. And then well, to double check if that is not as dark as this. Well, maybe I'll change that. And I think that should be a good one. Okay. Now for the moon, I want that one to be also yellow, but probably not the exact same yellow, but a brighter yellow. So I'll move this circle and then same way there. And the spots of the moon, I believe, should be darker. Okay, if it's really too small, part of it is too small, then you should zoom in. And use your two fingers if you made a mistake still. I see I see some parts here that are not, that have no color. Yeah, I double check on which layer is the right layer to use. So, yeah, this is the right layer. Oh, and okay, that's a mistake. So, there. And there's some that's not colored. So I'll click and hold here. And since I colored his belt here on this layer bottom, I'll go down there and finish the rest here. And there it's complete. But now the next step that you want to do, if you want your artwork to be nicer and look more professional, much more well done, is add shadows. So for yellow, to add shadows, yeah, you choose the same color, but it should be darker. And then I go to the brush and go to airbrushing and make sure it's on soft brush. And depending on the size, yeah, it depends on what size of what certain part of the artwork you're coloring. Yeah, you have to see what size what you have to use. And since I'm going to color, yeah, his belt, yeah, has to be on the same layer. And so next, his shadows, the shadow for his belt will be on the right side, on the right side. And I'll minimize this. And well, Let me see. And you can click on the check marks here to see also what to double check if you have anything that you have to change or mistakes. So I'll click on this layer here that has most of the colors, and you can see you can get, it gives you locations of parts of what things maybe you have to erase. And so since I want to color his belt for a shadow, I guess I have to open the layer. And for this layer has to be for coloring. For doing artwork on Procreate, you always have to do a lot of practice, and you have to experiment. So to learn how to use Procreate takes a lot of practice and takes time. So on this layer, his belt is also colored. So, and I'm putting shadows, but it's not covering the basic lines. I want the shadows to be much darker, so I have to bring it down. And that is a lot better. Well, that's better to notice, so you notice, you can see the shadows. You can, if you want to erase anything or clear a layer, you click on the layer itself and it gives you options. And now click on clear if you want everything off of the layer. So give the shadows for him. Well, I can erase part of his. I can erase the colors here of his belt. Color, erase it in. Well, yeah, to give the shadows, I guess, to uh, go on the layer where it's all colored. And lower the size. Sometimes you have to color and sometimes you have to color shadows in this procedure, which is difficult. But you can still erase. Uh, if you are giving shadows like this, you have to definitely be able to identify where you click the eraser and you have it on script. Yeah, if you have shadows like this, you definitely have to identify or actually have to locate the part where you where where you have to add the basic black lines again. So yeah, I can go to the classic and go down here. Oh, and make sure that this is back on script and not on shadows. If I'm on close, I maximize the size. So I can get back to it again and then make it look the same. Same shape. Same shape. Same shape.
He said shoot.
Okay. And And then I have to put here
Okay, be quiet now. He's gonna un
Okay, well, anyways, I'm gonna continue adding shadows. Yes, Roblox should be almost done. Okay. I can move this here in between. I have to go to airbrush and soft brush if I want shadows. Okay, and then I have to add shadows here for his leg. Now minimize the size. Now that is not ruining the artwork at all. It's not ruining the artwork. It may look like it, but it's not. Yeah. It may look like it's ruining but artwork, but next, after putting the shadows, you go back to 100% black and then go back to calligraphy again and go back to script. So that way, you can go over, you can put the lines again and it will go over shadow. And you have to do it in this procedure because you cannot exactly erase it. Yeah. And the artwork is not messed up. Okay? It's the shadow is not messing up. Just go through the line here. Here, and you can see he has good shadows. Again, it's making the artwork much more professional looking. You don't want to just only add colors and then make it finished like that. You probably want to add shadows too if you want your artwork to look more professional. If you want to be a really professional digital artist. And again, now when I give shadow to his legs and his shoes. His shoes and his hand. And since his cape and hands and shoes have similar colors, I can give perhaps the shadow same darkness as from inside here. So I'll click and hold. I'll go back to this brush and airbrush, soft brush. Now you just have to follow the shape. Follow the shape of the character, the way the character is. Follow the hands. And I'll minimize this and zoom in very well so I can get closer and better. maximize the size. Maximize the size. And you can see this is not just only just a Roblox character. It's not a Roblox, well, of course, DC character in Roblox form, which I am capable of doing. So if you want me to create something else, then let me know. What character do you want? What character do you want me to create in Roblox style? What type of characters that you want me to make that are rare? What rare characters do you want me to create in Roblox style or even Minecraft style, which I was able to do, and I'll be able to do it. Give me the type of character names. Give me the names, and I'll give you the artwork done that you want. Just let me know. What characters do you want me to do in Roblox style? For those who are new viewers in my live stream, I'd appreciate a like and subscribe. after the shadowing, there'll be just one more step, and then this superhero will be almost complete. Calligraphy again. Which superhero are you hoping and searching for that you wish for? The superhero that I can do. I can create this, I can create a viewer's, one viewer who asked me to, if I can do Spider-Man. If you had a superhero, have a superhero, who is it? You can, that you admire and would like in Roblox-style. Okay. Okay, the Dark Knight here should be having one less step after shadowing. Okay. This will be really quick. You can see this, having details in your artwork can really be so useful. Using Procreate is one of the best. And depending on where you add the shadows, I mean, it depends on where, like, from at what certain point of view you see the character, where the character is standing, and how and now the last step is to add white lines. So I'll add a layer. Well, the unnecessary layers that I don't need, I just I hold and drag to the left and click delete. Now I'll add white lines on top of on him, but only, not on his skin, but only on what he's wearing and on the objects. Because that shows like as if the light lights are are shining on him, so you can tell. For example, right here. In this part, this is his belt. Since it's like light reflections, or it's like it has to go over the lines. So it'll go over the lines on the rest of his on what he's wearing. And goes most likely on the right side. looks most likely, well, not just on the Dark Knight, but adding white lines also on the building. And you could say most likely this is pretty much it. And you could say, there you go, Dark Knight in Roblox style. Oh, and one forgot you got to put here one shade of his skin. So airbrush. Or not, well, no, most likely you don't no need shadow on that. And the last thing you need is putting your logo name. It shows proof that it is your artwork. So this is how I put mine. I go to the luminance, have a flare, and put it, open a new layer, put it on the bottom right, choose any certain color, and then go to calligraphy again. And then I'll just write my certain name here, logo name, show proof that it is my artwork. And could say that's most likely it. Roblox, Batman, Dark Knight in Roblox style. So I can create other characters in Roblox style and probably Minecraft also. So, okay, well, thank you for joining me in my live stream. And join me in my next live stream, and I will, yeah, so you won't miss more exciting artwork and exciting creations like this, Roblox or Minecraft, rare art, rare artwork that I can create, and let me know, inform me what I could do for you. So chill and let me know, and I'll catch you in the next live stream. All right. Okay. Later.